Well, boys, Season of the Witch, the newest season for Destiny 2, is finally here. And with a new season comes everyone's favorite weekly time-gated quest. Yeah, are they ever going to come up with something new story-wise? Whatever. If you're watching this video, you probably don't care about the story. And, I don't either. We care about the weapons. So in this video, we're going to be taking a look at the top 5 new weapons for Season of the Witch, along with their god rolls, that's actually worth your time getting. But before we get into these fresh off the grill weapons, we gotta first get into our fresh off the farm sponsor, HelloFresh. You know, HelloFresh, America's #1 meal delivery service. Ringing any bells here? It's the brown and green boxes you've been seeing all your neighbors getting. Listen, boys, summer's over, and what better way to kickstart your fall routine than with HelloFresh? HelloFresh handles all the annoying meal planning and time-consuming shopping by delivering everything you need to get cooking right to your doorstep. And with a new season comes new meals, as HelloFresh has a fall lineup of 40 delicious weekly recipes that will suit your lifestyle, from veggie to family-friendly to fit and wholesome and more. Also, it's not just dinner, all right? HelloFresh offers options to stock your fridge with easy breakfast, quick lunches, and fresh snacks. One of my favorite things about HelloFresh is that I know I'm getting top-notch produce, and I know that it's going to be fresh as it travels from their farm to my door in less than 7 days. All that while being cheaper than your ever-growing grocery bill. So, what are you waiting for? Come on, do yourself, your taste buds, your schedule, your wallet, and everyone around you a favor and give HelloFresh a try today. Use my link or go to HelloFresh.com and use code POGMyFICEP50 for 50% off plus free shipping. Click the link in the description or scan the QR code with your phone. So starting us out at number 5, we have the talk of the town, the craftable, high-impact strand rocket launcher Samoshian, or however you say this thing. Getting into the perks, starting with the barrel column, you're going to want quick launch for the boost to handling and velocity, plus 15 handling and plus 10 to velocity. For the mag column, you're going to want impact casing for the 2.2% of extra damage that it offers, or another option, alloy casing if you'd rather have the extra reload speed. Column 3, you're going to want field prep for the extra reserves and a plus 50 reload speed when crouched. Then for the 4th and final column, and if you're sadly part of the D2 social media scene / community, then you've more than likely seen the big debate on if bipod is worth it over the traditional damage perks for boss DPS. And well, I'ma just keep it a $150 with you. I'm a fan of bipod, so that's what I'm going to recommend. I think the ease of use, since there is no proccing a damage perk, is just so nice. Just pull out the rocket and go crazy, along with all the extra rockets that it gives you. However, if you aren't a bipod enjoyer, you can run Explosive Light, where every time you pick up an orb of power, you get a stack of Explosive Light up to ×6. Then when you fire the rocket, it's going to give you a plus 100% to blast radius and a plus 25% to damage. For the Masterwork, you're going to want reload speed since there aren't any auto loading perks for this rocket. Also, all the Season of the Witch weapons have the Head Rush Origin trait, where crouching for 2 seconds then standing up grants you a handling and reload speed boost for 5 seconds. If you're trying to farm this weapon or any of the other seasonal weapons, I found the best way to farm is Altars of Summoning when you have keys. Since it rains seasonal engrams on you, then you can just head to the helm and either focus the weapon you're hunting for 4 engrams or just the basic seasonal weapon engram, which only cost 1 engram. And unless I've just been super lucky, it seems to have a very good drop rate of them being red borders, since I have almost all of them crafted, or craftable at least, and I've not really grinded super hard for them. Next up at number 4, we have the Ermite, something like that. A solar high impact frame fusion that is craftable. For the barrel column, you're going to want arrowhead break for the plus 25 to recoil and plus 10 to handling, as my fusion enjoyer friends whisper to me that this is what helps keep the bolts closer together. For the mag column, you're going to want enhanced battery for the extra shot, since with the next perk, it'll boost the mag even more. So we're kind of just really looking for extra shots above the base mag. But speaking of that next perk, column 3, I highly recommend Envious Assassin. So kills before swapping to this weapon will overflow the mag up to 150%. Yeah, you're gonna have a really thick mag on this bad boy, and well, it's for a good reason. For the final column, you're going to want either Controlled Burst for boss damage, which will give you a 20% damage buff and 10% faster charge time for 2 seconds when you land a shot which all bolts hit the target, or if you plan to use this more as an add clear weapon, Reservoir Burst for the 25% increased damage and causing enemies to explode when killed on any shots over the base mag size. And don't forget that Envious pairs very well with Reservoir, like multiple back-to-back Reservoir. That's why I was recommending all the ammo perks that up your base mag, because, well, you're just going to get more Reservoir Burst shots. Also, if you end up going with Control Burst, well then more ammo, more boss damage. It's all around just a win-win. Now, while we're on the topic of fusions, let's just call this next one number 4 part 2 another fusion, but in the primary slot called Nox Dude, am I going to be able to pronounce any of the weapons on this list? Which is a world drop and can roll with Envious Assassin / Controlled Burst. So keep your eyes peeled for that one, as that fusion has a new origin trait called Wildcard, which makes it so final blows with the weapon have a chance to create experimental submunitions at the target's location. With my little bit of testing / using the weapon, it appears to be almost like Telesto bolts that just stay on the ground until an enemy walks near them. For the Masterwork, on both of these, you're going to want charge time or stability, depending on which one you prefer. Next up for number 3, and I don't know if you all have been enjoying the hand cannon buff as much as I have, but I'm giving it to Kept Confidence. Hey, I actually pronounced that one right, or at least I think I did. The new 140 RPM Strand hand cannon that is craftable. Now, don't get it twisted and think I'm telling you that this is like the best hand cannon in the game. I'm not, but it is new, and it is one of only 2 craftable primary 140 hand cannons. The other requiring you to use deep sight harmonizers. So I'm just saying. For the barrel, I'm recommending Hammerforged Rifling for you fellow max range enjoyers, or Arrowhead Break if you prefer, or if you're on controller. In the mag column, you're going to want accurized rounds for the plus 15 to range, or tactical mag for the plus 10 to reload, plus 1 to mag size, and plus 5 to stability if you're not a range nut. Next up, in the third column, and there aren't really any like amazing perks, but I'd say go with Stats for All, where damaging 3 separate enemies within 3 seconds of each other grants you plus 10 stability, plus 35 handling, plus 10 range, and plus 35 to reload speed for 10 seconds. Besides that, nothing else really. Then finally, multi-kill clip for the 16%, 33%, or 50% damage buff with kills before reloading. However many kills you got, just put that with the lowest to highest damage buff, and there you go. As that's the only decent damage perk for the fourth column. And then if you're going for the perfect 5 out of 5 god roll, then for the Masterwork, you're gonna want range. Making its way in at number 2, we have a random strike drop 900 RPM SMG called the Showrunner. And well, it actually has quite a few good rolls that you can go with, unlike the last one where you only really got one roll that you could go with. Getting into the barrel column, and it's as simple as, do you want range or stability? For range, I'd recommend Hammerforged Rifling, plus 9 to range. And then for stability, I'd recommend Chambered Compensator for the plus 10 to stability, plus 9 to recoil, but a minus 5 to handling. For the mag column, you only got one option, in my opinion, Ricochet rounds, plus 5 to range, plus 10 to stability, and bouncy bullets, yeah. Next up, for columns 3 and 4, and I'm gonna have 2 different god rolls, which I think are really good. For the first roll, you're gonna want Grave Robber, so melee kills reload your mag in the third column, and Swashbuckler melee kills grant a stacking damage buff at 6%, 13%, 20%, 26%, and 33%, or a melee kill grants you like the max 33% immediately in the fourth column. And well, you can probably already guess, but that's for all you melee build people out there, especially you Bonk Hammer Titans. Then for the second roll, which I think is just a more overall balanced roll, like no special class or build, it just makes the weapon good. Overflow in column 3, picking up special or heavy overflows the mag, and target lock in column 4. Rapidly landing hits grants a 25% damage buff, which, by the way, is a perk that I think a lot of people are sleeping on in terms of damage perks. For the Masterwork, you're going to want range or stability, depending on, well, what we've already discussed. And finally, for the origin trait, because you can select which one you want, I just go for Vanguard Vindication. Survivability is key in pretty much anything, and well, it heals you. So yeah. And finally, at the number 1 spot, it's totally a brand new weapon that's never been seen before, ever. It's not a, it is. It's Warden's Law. Come on, what did you expect? An actual new weapon? This is Destiny we're talking about. Yes, this weapon used to be a Nightfall drop 120 RPM hand cannon from the Warden of Nothing strike way back in Forsaken. And technically, yes, at the time of making this video, it hasn't come out yet. But I think that with the hand cannon buff that we got this season, this thing might become an actual monster of a weapon once it does start dropping, which will be from the Nightfall later on this season. For column 1, you know the drill. Hammerforged rifling for those who want the extra range. However, since this weapon is coming back as a burst hand cannon, I'm actually going to recommend Arrowhead Break to help when trying to hit targets from farther out. For the mag column, accurized rounds, plus 10 to range, nothing else, that's it. Getting into the third column, and in my opinion, there's only one real option, and it's actually a new perk this season called Enlightened Action. Landing hits grants plus 10 to reload speed, up to 50 for 2 seconds. Yeah, just hit targets and reload fast. Ease of use is definitely there with this perk. Then for the fourth and final column, you got options. A trio of damage perk options to be more specific. You can get kill clip plus 25% damage after getting a kill and reloading. Rampage, a 10, 21, and 33% bonus damage after getting kills respectively, so 3 kills is 33%. And then Frenzy, which grants 15% damage, plus 100 handling, and plus 100 reload after being in combat for 7 seconds. I am personally a huge fan of Frenzy, but you really can't go wrong with any of them. Also, if you do end up going with Frenzy, since it gives you so much of a reload speed bonus already, you could actually swap out Enlightened in column 3 with something else, such as 4 times the charm or snapshot. Masterwork time, and no surprise here, range, but since it's a random drop and not craftable, I'd take anything I could get as long as the actual perks are good. For the origin, go stun if you're going to be facing champions, and health regen for everything else. Pretty self-explanatory. But yeah, let me know your thoughts down below. What new weapons are you going for this season? Have you found any hidden gems that I didn't mention? Let us know down below. Have you already quit the game, right? I mean, we're what, like 2 weeks into the new season? I've heard that some people just stay around for the raid and they dip out. Is that you? Let me know down below, and I will catch you all in the next one. Peace.